Live music can change the course of rock and roll history, define a generation, or even capture a moment. Today, we'll relive 13 iconic performances that changed the music industry forever, in addition to providing entertainment. These are the performances that made a lasting impression on music history, from iconic festivals to pivotal performances. Let's begin with Woodstock, the music festival that started it all. It was a cultural phenomenon rather than merely a concert. More than 500,000 people gathered for 3 days in August to celebrate music, love, and peace. Not only were Jimi Hendrix, Janis Joplin, and The Who performances unforgettable,
beside you, I have come here to lose the smile,
but they also became pivotal points in the development of rock music. The Beatles shocked the world with their last live performance on the roof of Apple Corps in London on a typical January day, playing hits like Don't Let Me Down and Get Back. They swept the city without any formal announcement.
like she does. She does.
It was a brief, impromptu farewell that remains one of the most memorable musical moments. The power and genius of Queen's performance at Live Aid are unmatched by many other performances. Queen played a legendary 20-minute set at Wembley Stadium, with Freddie Mercury in charge of the stage. Mercury had the audience in the palm of his hand with songs like Radio Gaga and We Are the Champions, making this concert one of the best performances ever filmed. Jimi Hendrix made his American debut at the Monterey Pop Festival prior to becoming a worldwide sensation. In addition to being a turning point for Hendrix, the entire psychedelic rock era was marked by his incredible performance, which culminated in him setting his guitar on fire during Wild Thing. The place that was meant to be Woodstock West became a chaotic nightmare. The tragedy and violence that transpired during the Rolling Stones' free performance at Altamont Speedway are more well-known than the music itself. The notorious incident signaled the end of the idealistic 1960s and served as a warning about the darker aspects of rock. Ziggy Stardust, David Bowie's stage name, ended abruptly at this legendary London performance. Bowie abruptly declared it to be the last show we'll ever do. This performance will go down in history. Because Bowie abruptly retired his most well-known character, shocking fans. Not only was Bob Dylan altering his sound when he plugged in his electric guitar at the Newport Folk Festival, but he was also altering music forever. His choice to switch to electric music infuriated folk purists, but it also signaled a sea change that united rock and folk.
Take me on a trip upon your magic swirling ship,
and changed the genre for future generations. Diana Ross's impact and career longevity are uncommon among artists. Ross has paved the way for female musicians in every genre, whether she is fronting the Supremes or performing alone. She influenced the direction of pop and R&B music and helped define the sound of Motown with hits like I'm Coming Out and Ain't No Mountain High Enough. She received 12 Grammy nominations for her music, but she never won. Given her enormous contributions to the music industry, the injustice is astounding. It wasn't until 2012, many years after her prime hit-making years,
I wanna make you see just what I want,
that she received a Grammy Lifetime Achievement Award. Following the enormous success of Nevermind, Nirvana performed what is frequently regarded as their best show at Reading Festival. Despite reports of his health problems, Kurt Cobain made fun of the media by opening the show in a wheelchair. Their unadulterated, potent performance solidified Nirvana's status as a generational voice. Led Zeppelin's 3 iconic nights at Madison Square Garden in the summer of 1973 were documented for their concert film, The Song Remains the Same. These performances cemented Zeppelin's place as rock legends with Robert Plant's soaring vocals and Jimmy Page's famous guitar solos. The Beach Boys come to mind when you think of the carefree sounds of the 1960s. Pet Sounds, which influenced everyone from Radiohead to the Beatles, is frequently praised as one of the best albums ever produced. Their songwriting brilliance, which is mostly attributed to Brian Wilson, propelled pop music into new artistic spheres, and their harmonies were flawless. Songs like California Girls and Good Vibrations encapsulated the spirit of a time period. But even though they created some of the most avant-garde albums ever and had a huge impact on music history, the Beach Boys never took home a Grammy during their prime. They could have won multiple awards just for Pet Sounds, but the Recording Academy mostly ignored it. Pink Floyd's The Wall Tour was one of the most ambitious concerts in terms of both sound and visuals. The band played the entire album, even erecting a huge wall on stage before it was destroyed at the end. It was a multimedia experience that stretched the definition of what a live performance could be, not just a concert. Prince did just that in 2K, which is uncommon for a Super Bowl halftime show to overshadow the actual game. Prince gave a career-defining performance while playing in the pouring rain, which ended with Purple Rain.
Are y'all ready to get nuts tonight? Let me hear you scream!
A moment so potent that it seemed like the heavens were complicit. The Who were at the top of their game when they performed at the Isle of Wight Festival in 1970. The band put on one of their most impactful live performances, leaving the enormous audience in awe of their unadulterated energy and musical skill. Their blazing set included a full Tommy performance. Not only was Johnny Cash's choice to play at Folsom Prison audacious, it was revolutionary.
Smoking big cigars, well I know I had it coming. I know.
Cash's reputation as a man of the people was cemented when his live album at Folsom Prison captured the unadulterated passion and grit of the performance.
It's seen the sunshine since I don't know when. I'm stuck in Folsom Prison.
It was a concert that forever altered our perception of live albums and a turning point in his career. One of the most famous concerts of the time,
Baby, take a chance with us.
was the Doors' performance at the Hollywood Bowl in '68. The band's mesmerizing sound and Jim Morrison's mysterious stage presence made this performance one to remember. Since then, the performance has gained legendary status, solidifying the Doors' legacy in rock history. Jimi Hendrix was a disruptive force in the music industry and is widely considered to be one of the greatest guitarists of all time. Hendrix's music crossed boundaries and genres, from his legendary performance of the Star-Spangled Banner to his incredible performances at Woodstock. Even today, albums like Electric Ladyland and Are You Experienced are regarded as turning points in the development of rock music. Hendrix never received a Grammy during his lifetime, despite his revolutionary talent and impact. Even though his hits like Purple Haze and All Along the Watchtower are still praised today, the Recording Academy at the time did little to recognize his talent. With songs like You Really Got Me and Lola, the Kinks, one of the most significant British invasion bands, contributed to the development of the rock sound. Their avant-garde fusion of British music hall, blues, and rock had a profound effect on the music landscape. Ray Davies offered a distinct perspective on British life and culture through his incisive and frequently subversive songwriting. But even with their popularity and praise from critics, the Kinks never won a Grammy. During their peak, the Recording Academy didn't seem to notice them, despite their unique sound and raw energy. The psychedelic rock band fronted by the enigmatic Jim Morrison The Doors were one of the most influential bands of the late 1960s. Songs like Light My Fire, Break On Through, and Riders on the Storm captured the turbulent spirit of the times. Morrison's poetic lyrics and charismatic stage presence made him a rock icon. Despite their lasting influence on rock music, The Doors never won a Grammy during their active years.
When the music's over.
Their contributions to the genre are undeniable, but like many other legendary acts, the Grammys failed to honor them when it mattered most.